Okay, this is the second video of Lesson 8 in Algebra 2, and we're going to get started on the intercept slope method. Now, in the last one, we made an XY table and plugged numbers in and came up with our graph. Alright, so that is very important to remember. It doesn't go away just because we make some changes here. But what we are going to do is try to find out the intercept. We're going to use the intercept slope method in order to do the same thing we did in the last one. So it's just another method, and you will use all of these depending on what kind of math you're doing and where you're at. Okay, so the first step is the same. We solve for y. So when we did this on the last one, we came up with negative 2/3 x plus 2. So notice what we've got is we've got what is called the slope-intercept form of the equation. And the way this works is whenever you find y and you have x first and then a regular number, a whole number last, this here is called the slope and this here is called the y-intercept. And you may have done this before. In fact, I'd be sorely disappointed if you haven't done this before. This number right here tells where this line, this picture of this equation, crosses the y-axis. It crosses at 2. So we'll put a pink line right there on 2. Alright, then we have a slope. The slope is your y value over your x value. So we have negative 2 over 3. So let's do this in a better color. Let's do it in dark red. So we start at the y-intercept. In fact, let's make this bigger. Okay, so let's get rid of Alright, I want to see that negative 2/3 x plus 2, so we'll just do it like that. So let's put our y-intercept here. And we always start at the y-intercept, and we said that this is y over x. This is the y, this is the x. So we start at the y-intercept here, and that's a negative 2. So if that's a y and it's negative 2, y values go up and down. So because it's negative, we're going to go down 2. And because the 3 is positive on the x, and the 3 is representing the x value, we're going to go left or right, 3. Well, in this case, we're going to go right because we're going to positive 3. So we're going to go over here. So we went down 2 because it's negative 2 over 3. And we end up there. What if we started here and we decided that we wanted the 3 to be the negative instead of the 2? Because remember a while ago I said that negative can go on the top or it can go on the bottom. Doesn't really matter. Well, let's make it 2 over negative 3. So we started our y-intercept, and this time our y is a positive 2, so we're going to go up 2, and we're going to go to the left 3. So we're going to end up there. And we really don't care that it does that because all we care about is, can I draw a straight line and do all of these points go through that straight line? And the answer is yes. So any point on this blue line is a solution and will work. So there's my line. And I didn't have to make that little table here with x and y and choose some points and plug them in. I just used my slope and my y-intercept in order to solve that. So let's keep going. Let's keep going and do a few more of those. Alright, see if I can get rid of some of this junk here. Alright, so let's look at example 8.3. 8.3 says that y equals negative 3x minus 3. We've already got set up for y being by itself. Then we've got negative 3x, and that's the next order, is a number with the x, and then the whole number to end. Alright, so we start with the number at the end. It's a negative 3. So we graph negative 3. Where is negative 3 on the y-axis? Because this last number, it's always on the y-axis. So we go negative 3, which is right there. And I don't know why I can't get rid of this little red dot there. There it goes. And then I start there. I start at this number here. And I'm going to take this first number here and make it into a fraction, negative 3 over 1. And again, it's y over x. So I'm going to go up or down 3, left or right 1. So I'm right here. So it says negative 3, so I'm going to go down 3. And then it says 1, positive 1, so I'm going to come over here. So there's my point. If I want another point, I stay here, and I go down 3 and over another one. And then I can draw a line that goes like that. And one of the things that you can tell here is this: whenever our line from the left side goes from the left to the right and it goes downhill, the slope is always going to be negative. If I were to go uphill, the slope would have been positive. So that's kind of a check to remember if it's at least going in the right direction, is that positive or negative. And I know there's a lot of stuff in here that we're going over. You went over it in Algebra 1 and shouldn't give you much trouble at all. So that'll be lesson number 8.